This seems to me to be a reductio ad absurdum of atheism.
No, it is not a reductio ad absurdum of atheism. It is arguably one of the worst arguments in history. The intentionality argument for God. Take the premises of the argument.
1. If God did not exist, intentional states of consciousness would not exist. 2. But intentional states of consciousness do exist, from which it follows logically 3, therefore God exists.
Now, what does he mean by intentionality?
Well, intentionality is the property of being about something or of something. It signifies the object directedness of our thoughts. For example, I can think about my summer vacation, or I can think of my wife.
I agree with the second premise, but what does he have to say about the first premise?
No physical object has this sort of intentionality. A chair, or a stone, or a glob of tissue like the brain is not about or of something else. Only mental states of consciousness are about other things.
The problem here is that Craig merely asserts that no physical entity can have intentionality or aboutness. However, the world is full of physical entities which I am pretty sure have intentionality. Dogs are good examples. Unless theists are prepared to argue that other animals also have souls, dogs are purely material things. Yet when my dog sees me grab the leash, she gets all excited because she knows it means we are going for a walk. Clearly she is thinking about going for a walk, yet there is nothing non-physical about it. More recently we have ChatGPT and other large language models. When you prompt them with text, clearly they are thinking about the text you gave them. Yet ChatGPT is a purely physical entity. A bunch of transistors in a microchip conducting a bunch of electricity in different patterns to process and generate information. William Lane Craig responds to this in the following video.
I think one of the most significant differences between so-called artificial intelligence and genuine human cognition is the absence of intentionality in these artificial intelligence algorithms. When a machine answers your question, as the philosopher Peter Kraft has so colorfully put it, there's no one there. You cannot infer the existence of an intentional agent simply from these outward behavioral manifestations. So even though the artificial intelligence may generate an answer to your question, there's nobody there. Artificial intelligence doesn't have a first-person perspective or self-consciousness, even if it can produce sentences like, I want to do this or that, I want to do something else. It can produce those behavioral manifestations, but there isn't any person there, any first-person agent that is producing them.
Unfortunately, all that is merely asserted. He says you cannot infer the existence of an intentional agent from outward behavioral manifestations. However, he does not answer the important question. How exactly are we going to infer the existence of an intentional agent, if not by such outward manifestations? Interestingly, Craig asserts all of this with great confidence in this video, but in other contexts, he admits that he is not an expert on AI, and his opinion is not worth much on the subject.
Is whether we are approaching some sense in which technology itself, computers and so on, could in some sense become intelligent in the human sense, in having meaning and purpose and agency and you know, being able to associate ideas in a meaningful way. Do you think we'll ever get to that point where there is a sort of human level intelligence coming out of technology?
I'm not equipped to say, Justin. My opinion wouldn't be worth anything on this because I am simply not expert on AI.
My suggestion to William Lane Craig? Become an expert on AI. He clearly has the logical skills to do it. And hopefully then we will be able to see a better argument from intentionality that does not simply assume and assert that physical objects cannot be about anything, or that artificial intelligence is not conscious. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and donate crypto so I can keep making videos like this.